Hey there! If you're anything like me, you probably love having some greenery around the house, but maybe you don't have a ton of space for a full garden. Well, today, we're diving into 16 inspiring indoor plants that are not just easy to care for but can totally transform your space. No green thumb required. From low-maintenance beauties to a few that bring a little extra flair, I've got you covered. These plants not only look awesome, but can also improve air quality and create a calming vibe wherever you put them. Stick around, and I'll show you some simple yet stunning options for your space. Let's get started. All right, first up, we've got the orchid. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't these a little fancy to keep at home? But honestly, they're surprisingly easy to care for. Just a little indirect sunlight and a quick watering once a week, and you're golden. Plus, those vibrant blooms really add a touch of elegance to any room. Totally worth it. Next up, we've got the money tree. I mean, who doesn't want a little good luck and good vibes in their home, right? This guy's super low maintenance. Just water it every couple of weeks and make sure it gets some bright, indirect light. It's not just about luck, though. Its braided trunk and lush leaves really add a cool, calming vibe to any space. All right, now check this one out. This is a peace lily. Not only does it look great with its sleek, glossy leaves and white blooms, but it's also a champion when it comes to air purification. Seriously, this plant will help clean the air in your home. Just keep it in a spot with indirect light and water it when the soil feels dry. It's super easy to keep happy. And the blooms, they just add this peaceful zen vibe to your space. Next, we've got the snake plant. If you're looking for a plant that's nearly indestructible, this is it. Seriously, you can forget about it for weeks and it'll still thrive. It's super low maintenance, just a little water when the soil's dry and it's good to go. Plus, it's one of those plants that looks great in any corner, and with its cool, architectural leaves, it adds a bit of modern style to your place. Now, let's talk about the Boston fern. If you're after something that adds a bit of lush, green volume to your space, this one's perfect. It loves humidity, so it does really well in bathrooms or near windows with some extra moisture in the air. Just make sure to keep the soil moist, and it'll reward you with these gorgeous, feathery fronds that really fill up a space. It's like having a little bit of nature inside your home. All right, next up is the Anthurium. Now this one's got these striking red or white spathes that look almost like a flower, but they're actually modified leaves. It's perfect if you want to add a pop of color to your space. It likes bright, indirect light and only needs watering when the topsoil's dry. Honestly, this plant is like a natural piece of art. It really makes any room feel a little more elegant. Here's a solid choice. The Chinese Evergreen. This one is super easy to care for, and it's got these beautiful speckled leaves that add a nice touch of texture to any space. It's also pretty tolerant of low light, so you don't have to worry about finding the perfect sunny spot. Just water it when the soil feels dry, and it'll be happy. It's definitely one of those plants that thrives on a little neglect, but still looks amazing. Next, we've got the ZZ plant. This one's practically foolproof. It thrives in low light, doesn't need much water, and still looks super sleek with its waxy dark green leaves. It's a great option if you're not home often or just don't have time to fuss with plants. Honestly, it's one of those set it and forget it kind of plants, but it'll still bring some life to any room. All right, here's a classic, English ivy. If you want a plant that adds some charm with a bit of a vintage feel, this is it. It's a fast grower, so you can let it trail down from a shelf or hang it up high for a nice cascading look. Just make sure it gets bright, indirect light, and it'll do its thing. It's also great at purifying the air, so it's like a little green helper for your home. Next up is Pothos. And let me tell you, this plant is a total winner. It's super versatile and looks awesome hanging or climbing up a trellis. You don't need to be a plant expert to take care of it. Just give it some indirect light and water it when the soil dries out. It'll keep growing and adding these beautiful trailing vines that really give any room a fresh, lush look. Now, if you're looking for a plant that really makes a statement, check out the Monstera. Known for those amazing split leaves, this one's a showstopper. It thrives in bright, indirect light and only needs watering when the soil's dry. It's perfect for adding some jungle vibes to your home without all the fuss. Honestly, it's one of those plants that you can't go wrong with. Here's the Philodendron Birkin, and trust me, this one's a beauty. With its unique white and green striped leaves, it adds a little flair to any space. It's pretty easygoing. Just keep it in bright, indirect light and water it when the soil dries out. This one's perfect for adding some character to your desk or any space that needs a little pop of color. All right, check out the rubber plant. This one's got those bold, glossy leaves that really pop in a room. It loves bright, indirect light and just needs watering when the topsoil's dry. It's perfect if you want something that's low maintenance but still makes a big visual impact. And as it grows, it can become a real focal point in your space. Here's the Dracaena. This plant's got a cool, tropical vibe with its long, narrow leaves that grow tall and straight. It's super easy to care for. Just give it some indirect light and water it when the soil feels dry. It's great for adding a touch of height and structure to your space without needing a ton of attention. Honestly, it's a solid pick for just about any room. Check out the Dieffenbachia Camille. This one's got some seriously eye-catching leaves with these cool green and cream patterns. It's perfect for adding a bit of color and texture to any room. It does well in bright, indirect light and just needs a bit of water when the soil dries out. Plus, it's low maintenance, so it's great for beginners who want something that really stands out. Last but definitely not least, we've got the Philodendron Heartleaf. Look at these gorgeous, heart-shaped leaves. It's perfect for adding a little touch of romance to your space. It's super easy to care for, too. Just keep it in a spot with some indirect light and water it when the soil feels dry. It'll happily trail down and fill any corner with that fresh green vibe. And that's a wrap on our 16 inspiring indoor plants. Whether you're a plant pro or just getting started, there's something for every space and skill level. Hope you found your next green companion today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more plant tips and ideas. Catch you in the next one.